All right, so I'm Scott, South Florida Insider. I'm here with the freak, Jevon Kearse, here for Palm Beach Gator Club. Tell me, how was it today out here? Nice heat this summertime.
It is. I mean, at this time of year, we normally get lots of rain, so the rain held up, but the heat did not. But it's not anything new being a South Floridian. So, I mean, the weather was good, and I only lost a few balls. I can't tell you exactly how many balls I lost, but I played some pretty good golf. I just got a new club, so I'm just trying to get my clubs broken in, but I had some fun though.
But that competitive nature's still there, or is it's all fun and games?
I mean, I try to start off and tell myself it's fun and games, but definitely the competitiveness, it kind of like raises it raises the surface a little bit. It kind of like peeps his nose out. But I remind myself golf is very difficult. Better yet, it's a very humbling sport.
So, I mean, during your playing days, was there really this golf element, or now it's at another level because you're not playing football as much? Is the golf really taking on that competitive drive a little bit more?
It really has. I mean, personally, like with me, because I have my Jevon Kearse Foundation that I do a lot of charity stuff with, and then I got former teammates and current guys in the NFL that do golf tournaments. And I do try to participate in those. So whenever I show up, I want to have a good showing. So it's so like the competitiveness does like rear its ugly face, but you don't want it to or whatever. But I try to just remind myself I'm having fun. This is for a good cause. I'm having fun. But in the back of my mind, I want to win. I want to win at everything I do.
But it's not like the OTAs of football with golf, right?
It kind of. There a little bit, but not as much. I mean, that part right there, the OTAs, the football stuff, because of stuff that you've been doing since we've been doing since we were like little kids. But once we get to this golf thing, definitely it's a reminder that, listen here, like even the pros mess up at that, but you got to like put in a lot of work if you want to be good at it. So I just try to remind myself, don't get mad, do not get mad. Listen, you don't practice enough to get mad at it. So I got to remind myself to don't get mad. But I'm a competitor.
And obviously got the ties to here, South Florida, Florida in general. I mean, what was it? High school, college? I mean, and then, but not the NFL. We would have liked to have seen you as a Dolphin, but you know, you're back here in Florida doing your thing. So is Florida always that home base? You're not going anywhere?
I mean, Florida's always been my home base. Like even when I played my 7 years with the Titans and my 4 years with the Eagles, whenever the off season got here, I hightailed it out of there and I came down here to do my training. Although my last 2 years I did the off season program up in Tennessee, but I would like to do my training down here in the state of Florida because the humidity, the heat, it kind of gets you ready for all the stuff that's coming up for the upcoming year as well as training camp.
Yeah, that's why they say Florida athletes are some of the best prepared athletes.
Yes, I mean like me and like I pretty much all the guys that I played with from the state of Florida. Normally like we'll come and do our off-season program like down here in the state. A bunch of us would get together and do workouts together. Because like if you can get ready in this Florida heat, in this humidity here, like you go back to whatever state you're in, which Tennessee and PA, and go back and then put in the work that makes that heat up there seem like it's like nothing.
Well, and besides, I gotta imagine you like a little bit more of the heat than being out there in the cold, being a Floridian.
That is quite true. That is quite true.
Who would want to shovel snow?
I mean, it was some trying times up in Philadelphia, but I mean, I got stuck in one blizzard up there, and being from Florida, I wasn't even prepared to even drive in that snow. Like the driving is one thing in it, but then once you in it personally, whatever, like I'm like, listen here, let's get our work in. We got to get done and like get home and like get some hot cocoa or something.
What do you think right now? The current state of the NFL, all the different crazy stuff going on. I mean, obviously we got the kneeling thing going on. We got quarterbacks that are seemingly like basically in their sophomore, junior season, blowing up in the NFL pretty quickly.
Right. I mean, as far as some of the other extracurricular stuff, it's getting away from football. I mean, with all the kneeling stuff, with all the rule changes and whatnot, like back in my day, and then especially like now, I think it'd be a lot easier to make a team now because like back when I played, we had true tour days. Like we were busting heads in the morning, busting heads in the afternoon, and now I heard like the guys only do contact drills maybe one practice out of maybe like 2 or 3 days. And like I'm like, that's easy, that's cake. Like back then when I was doing it, like after like the first day of contact drills, like you're doing 2 days in a row, your neck is so sore you don't even have time to even let it like stop hurting. You just got to just fight through it. So now, I mean, I think it's more geared towards, you know, like trying to keep guys injury free. But when it comes to the political stuff with the kneeling stuff and all that stuff right there, it's like it's kind of taken away from the game itself, which is kind of sad. Like being one of the guys who played it for 11 years and put in all the work. Like, let's like try to get past all this stuff and just get back to playing football, because like that, before you know it, it's going to become the NFL as a National Flag League.
Wow. One of the things I was always curious about that I feel like people as fans don't really understand is like when you're like slightly ill, maybe you got a cold, you got like a sprain and stuff, it's like the type of thing you can't even disclose that. Nobody wants to hear that.
No.
The guy making millions and millions of dollars, he's like, man, I got a really bad sprain. To hear this cough.
No.
And I mean, people play injured and they might not be at that same level when they're fully healthy, but I mean, like, what should fans kind of get a grasp and understand?
I mean, they should know, like these are professional athletes. Like, we're groomed, like I say, we do the training camp, do the mini camps and training camps. Like we're coached to play through certain types of injuries, and like we don't like disclose like a little, like say like even if you got a cold, flu or whatever, you know, like if it's like really bad to where you're missing practice or whatever, then you may disclose that. But if not, then you just got to play through it, because you're considered a tough guy. You're a highly paid like tough guy. So like you really can't mention a lot of that stuff. So a lot of guys don't mention that stuff. And then when it comes down to it about all that contract stuff, all that contract talk, and then they try to tell someone, you know, just shut up and play, and then, you know, you get paid all this money, you should just do that and not. But a lot of stuff like behind the scenes that the average fan do not know about. Like, it's like with me, like if a guy's holding out for a certain reason, you don't know what the reason is. I'm like, listen here, man, like that window, that NFL window is like this small. Like you
get hurt, you could be gone.
You can be gone just like that. So like whenever someone's going through their like contract stuff and holding out and not showing up for mini camp or training camp, whatever, like it's on that guy, whatever. Like, I don't hold anything against those guys, whatever, because I'm sure that they have their reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, anything you'd like to say, tie in? I mean, here at Palm Beach Gator Club, like we said, you got those Florida ties. I mean, maybe outlook. I'm sure you're still following the Gators.
I'm
so.
definitely still following the Gators. I do plan on getting back up to a lot more of the games this year. But the past 3 or 4 years, I've been going to the Florida-Georgia game, and I must say, I just started getting into the tailgate thing. Tailgating is fun. I never got to experience it.
So you go to the biggest cocktail party then?
Yes, I never did the tailgating thing. Of course, like when I was playing or whatever, I was part of the entertainment and not the tailgating part aspect of it. But tailgating is fun. So like I do plan on, I made it back to a UF game 2 years ago for the South Carolina game, and I didn't do the sideline thing. I didn't want to experience that. I wanted to go up in the stands and experience it with the fans, like from a fan standpoint.
Are you able to blend in? Because you still got the physique of somebody who's playing.
I actually was able to blend in 2 years ago when I went. You know, like I got in there like maybe right when the game was starting, so I was able to just go in and just slide in and get into my seat, and then just see it from that standpoint, and then just trying to listen to the fans, see what the fans were seeing and what the fans were thinking. And I mean, it was a pretty cool experience. Awesome.
Well, hey, I really appreciate it. For people trying to check out your foundation, where should they go?
Jevon Kearse Foundation.org. And my foundation, I've been doing it ever since '99 when I got into the league, and I'm busy with back to school. I've been doing mine. I give out at least 700 to 1,000 backpacks a year. Thanksgiving, 700 to 1,000 Thanksgiving turkeys, along with dinners a year. And then maybe just 3 years ago, I started my toy drive, which we give out 5,000 to 6,000 toys a year as well. So we do that, and then I find something to do like in the springtime, because there's not a lot of stuff going in the spring. So the past 4 years, I did like a family fun day, which my foundation is my headquarters are in Fort Myers, Florida, my hometown, home of Jevon Kearse, Deion Sanders, and a plethora of other guys. Ernest Graham, you got Trey Boston, you got Sammy Watkins, Jevon Kearse nephew as well with the Vikings. But I normally do all my stuff over there, so I do my 3 staples that I do each year, which is back to school, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then I work in some either for some during the springtime, which either be some for Easter or some type of football camp or something.